Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
Man, I look tired today. Welcome in. The 27th day of January falls on a Monday, and it's time for our daily show. 9:02 is the time, and we got a good one for you guys today. Going to be talking to Melissa in a couple of minutes. We had to reschedule the Eastern Missouri Beekeepers Association to today, and we're going to be joined by them and getting the latest. A great group, and really, honestly, a really informative one, too. They have a large following and a large organization. We'll be talking, get the latest on their upcoming events and really just the latest from the group as a whole. Also, coming down the pipeline at 10:35, we got Mary Cordes, Hayner Library, Beyond the Shelves. It's crazy to think it's already the last Monday of the month. And I know a lot of you have felt like this month has gone on forever, but I think I'm in like the weird kind of minority here where it's just flown by. I mean, just boom, 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 February. Here we are. But hey, she joins us and we're going to get the latest from Hayner Library. All that comes down the pipeline today and so much more. But in the meantime, at 9:03, here's what you need to know. Here's what's happening around the 618. We'll take you to top of the hour news now. Chris Rhodes had this story. Authorities are investigating a homicide that occurred Saturday afternoon at a residence on Shipman Cutoff Road in rural Macoupin County. Here's what we know. The incident took place around 4 p.m., and Macoupin County Sheriff's Department has confirmed that a suspect is in custody. However, details surrounding the circumstances of the crime have not been disclosed. The investigation remains ongoing, and officials have indicated that more information will be provided as it becomes available. County members are urged to stay tuned for updates as authorities work to uncover the specifics of this tragic event. Also, in the news today, the Edwardsville Police Department has announced the arrest of 24-year-old James Tyler Berry, who is facing multiple charges related to the distribution of child pornography. The investigation, initiated on September the 11th, stemmed from information provided by the Illinois Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force. The Madison County State's Attorney's Office filed a formal charging document on January the 23rd, detailing seven counts of child pornography, including multiple Class X and Class II felonies. Berry remains in custody at the time of the article's posting at the Madison County Jail and is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Also, in the news today, a female pedestrian was seriously injured after being struck by a freight train early Sunday morning in Granite. Here's what we know on this. The incident took place at the intersection of Maryville and Namioki Road around 6 a.m. Emergency responders were alerted when a conductor reported that a woman jumped in front of the oncoming train. The Illinois State Police, the Mitchell Fire Department, and Railroad Police quickly arrived at the scene. Although she was initially assessed for helicopter transport due to the unavailability of the chopper, she was transported by ambulance for medical treatment. The investigation into the incident is ongoing at this time. Authorities have arrested 3 male suspects as part of an ongoing investigation into the death of Portia Rowland, a 32-year-old woman who was shot in her driveway. The major case squad of Greater St. Louis is actively working to gather more information regarding the incident that has raised significant concerns in the community. While identities and ages of the suspects have not been released, they have faced multiple charges pending a decision from the state's attorney. Authorities are urging anyone with information about the case to come forward as they continue to piece together the circumstances surrounding this tragic death. And finally, in the news today at 9:06, the Madison County State's Attorney's Office has decided not to pursue charges in the death of 68-year-old Rodecker Watts, who died on June the 7th. After a comprehensive review of the evidence related to this incident, which involved a physical altercation, officials concluded that evidence does not meet the necessary burden of proof for prosecution under Illinois law. An autopsy revealed that Watts died from blunt cervical trauma and acute ethanol intoxication. The state's attorney's office noted that self-defense or accidental causes could not be reasonably excluded in this case. The full write-up available on RiverBender.com. At 9:07, let's take a look at weather. My allergies are not doing the best today. This snow melt is real, my friends. 22 degrees. It feels like 26. Humidity at 80%. Today, plenty of sun. And tonight, breezy this evening, otherwise clear. They're saying air quality's at 31 today, but my sinuses would beg to differ. The UV index at 3 today, which is kind of surprising. Temperatures today will reach 43 degrees and drop down to 28 overnight as we head into my birthday on the 28th of January, a high of 48, a low of 31. On Wednesday, a high of 50. How about that? A low of 26. And on Thursday, we're going to get some rain as we wrap up January, a high of 48, a low of 38 with, with a pretty good chance of rain all throughout the day, with Thursday morning having periods of spot showers, and then Thursday night we're just going to see some downpours. On Friday, we're getting more rain. Occasional rain and drizzle on Friday morning with a high of 49, and on Friday night, we're going to see those skies start to clear and temperatures drop to 31 as we head into Saturday. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening at 9:08 on this 27th day of January. It's 22 degrees. It feels like 26 in downtown Alton for time and temperature throughout the day. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com/weather or by just texting RB to 618-202-4618. That's RB to 618-202-4618 to sign up for instant weather updates and for instant breaking news alerts. You know, you can always stay up to date with OSF Healthcare by just going to osfhealthcare.org, and you can see what St. Anthony's Health Center is doing for you to make sure that your health is their priority. Whether you need urgent care, rehabilitation, or cancer treatments, maybe even specialized programs like lung and pulmonology or even sleep medicine, OSF Healthcare offers services designed around you. Gone are the days where you're going to have to travel to Timbuktu and back just for your health care. OSF, especially here at St. Anthony's, is doing all they can to bring all those services right to the 618, and we really thank them for it right here on our daily show. Their compassionate team, well, they combine innovative treatments with patient-centered approaches to care to ensure that you feel supported from the moment you arrive to the moment you leave. You visit osfhealthcare.org to learn more about their programs, and just don't ever forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way. That's osfhealthcare.org. Such a great partner to our daily show and such a great partner to the community. At 9:10, we'll take a quick break. More daily show comes right around the corner right after this on RiverBender.com and Roku TV. But first, downtown Alton.
Sun begins to shine. I hear a song from another time and fade away.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. I just want to fly. I just want to fly.
Welcome back, Daily Show at 9:14. We're starting early. I figured, it's a Monday. This snow melt thing is pretty real. Have you guys heard about this? Channel 5 had something on it, and I never give those guys credit. But believe it or not, this snow melt, when the snow was melted, all my allergies just went crazy the last couple of days. Huh. And I can't even breathe today, but I'm not sick. It's not contagious.
Thank God.
It sounds like it could be something that's in my head, too, so I don't know if it's a mental thing or what, but this snow melt is real for me today. We got Melissa, we got Dan, we got Tom back in the studio. February the 8th coming down the pipeline. Man, it's coming down the pipeline quick, too. Eastern Missouri Beekeepers Association, the 2025 Workshop and Honey Show. And you guys are pulling out all the stops for this again.
100%. 100%.
Before we get started into this, take me to this drink, because I am so fascinated by this.
Yeah, so this is a vendor that we're going to have at the Eastern Missouri Beekeepers Association, February 8th, upcoming workshop here that we have. It's annual. This is a local company here to Missouri, ironically. She's in kind of somewhat southern Missouri. It's called Yes Honey. It is a flavored soda, basically. I believe, and don't quote me here, CJ, but I believe she has about 6 different flavors. This one here happens to be berry. But this flavored drink called Yes Honey.
Wow.
Can you zoom in on that?
I'm going to try to find her website.
And it's only sweetened with honey.
That's right. That's the important
There's no
part.
artificial sugars or cane sugar in it whatsoever.
That's what I find really fascinating. And I was asking you about the taste of it because I've never had something that's not sweetened with anything that's not sugar, artificial, sweeteners.
That's right.
What's it taste like?
It's pretty pure, I guess, if I was going to describe it in
Tastes
one
clean,
word.
like tastes fresh.
It does. It is really fresh.
Wow.
And she has, like I said, several different flavors. Not all of them did I like, but there's two of them in particular I thought were pretty good. The one of them happens to be berry. So, you know, what a way to support a local company, right?
Well, and honestly, I found her website too. Look at this. We'll just take you right there to it. YesHoneyBrand.com.
Yep,
Look at that.
That's it
Yeah,
right
say
there.
yes and shop. What better sales pitch do you need? You can see some of her products, but so it's like the carbonation stuff, right? Like almost like a Truly or something. Would that be kind of the consistency of this?
It's not alcohol at
Right,
all.
No,
right.
definitely not
But
alcohol.
yeah, and she has some that are caffeinated and some that aren't also. So some of those flavors
Wow.
are caffeinated and
That's
some
really
are caffeine
cool.
free.
Well, and see, is she going to be a part of the show?
She will be one of the vendors there, absolutely. So
This is what I think's cool
Yeah.
is the vendors you guys find are just fascinated. I mean, and really do some great work. Take me through, if it's okay, some of the vendors that are stopping by.
Yeah, so we really wanted to focus a lot on quality. You know, anytime that the Eastern Missouri Beekeepers Association tries to do something, we try to do it very well, right? Not to just oversaturate something, but we really are looking to pull out quality of this. Whether it be our speakers that we have, which is a great lineup of educators, as well as some of our own local here from St. Louis. But, and again, equally, you mentioned or you asked about the vendors. So a lot of the vendors that we have really have little niche markets that they work on, and things that we all of us here as beekeepers that we might even use in our own daily beekeeping ventures too, right? You know,
Right.
somebody has a good product and that just great companies all the way around. So we have like I think
18
of them
vendors.
coming. So it doesn't
Good
sound
for you
doesn't sound
guys.
like a lot, but in reality here, you know, we tried to keep a lot of overlap amongst the products that they're bringing, keep it to a minimum. That way we could serve our vendors better, and equally as important, serve our community that's going to be coming beekeepers to this event.
Well, and that's a really important thought to it too, is that the word quality, you know, because sometimes, and I'm not, you know, it happens to everybody, not just one specific industry, but you go to some vendor shows or some of those expos and it's like, there's hundreds of vendors, and it's trying to narrow down and do your own vetting as a consumer of which
right.
ones do I go to. And with you guys kind of doing that for the consumer, maybe for someone who's just getting into beekeeping or someone who's just fascinated by some of the products, it's really brings that safety to the consumer in a different way and gives the vendors a chance to really have time with that potential customer and really tell their story too. I think it's cool.
Absolutely.
Well, and a lot of vendor shows you go to or expos or whatnot, there'll be so many vendors and they're all selling exactly the same thing. So
Right.
Ours is kind of unique in that we, like Tom said, we try not to do that overlap. So that we have, okay, if you want to find protective gear, well, here is Comfort Pro. You know, and he can talk to you all about his stuff. You know, if you want to talk to somebody about plastic bottles, here's BL Plastics. He's got everything you need there. And that way our vendors are also not competing so much with each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and you know, with I want to talk all about the protective gear and accessories here in a little bit, but I think what really would be great for our viewers to know, or maybe refresh them on, is just some of the work that you guys do throughout the year as a group and some of the different opportunities, because beekeeping is really becoming so prevalent again, especially around here. So many folks are interested in it. They are still learning about it each and every day. There's all these seminars popping up. So if someone was interested to learn more about the association just at large, take us through what you guys do for each other and for the organization at large.
Well, we have monthly meetings where we have great speakers that come, the region at least, and from around the country. So, and they're all top notch.
Right.
People know them. So we don't try to throw somebody out there nobody's ever heard of, doesn't have any kind of street cred or anything like that. So we do try to, we make sure that the speakers are of good quality and will help educate our beekeepers. Also in our club, we have the opportunity for new beekeepers to have a mentor from some of the any of the members who are willing to be a mentor. So if you're just starting beekeeping, it's not something you can do by yourself.
No.
You know, you need somebody to kind of walk you through things, or at least be available to you to answer some questions for you, you know.
Well, and we were talking last year, and even, you know, like you all that have been doing this for, you know, time after time for years, there's always things that you all are learning too.
Yeah, I ask Tom questions. I've got a mentor. I've been doing it for 9 or 10 years.
I'm not sure why he asked Tom.
Wow. Thrown under the
Happy
bus.
Monday, Tom. Yeah, there you go.
Thrown under the bus and backed over.
No,
Jeez.
but joining a club is
Like
great
me at
for
the
that.
casino,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Prizes and raffles. I'm seeing a part of this workshop and honey show too. What are we winning?
Oh, there's some really cool stuff that's going to come
Pretty
down the
amazing
pipeline,
items.
CJ.
Great stuff.
You really need to be there. Whether you want to be a beekeeper or not, you really need to come. I mean, just the fascination of learning about this God-given insect that we have here is just mind-boggling. But we have some really cool stuff and a lot of great vendors who are donating these products. We have a couple of full extractor lines.
Wow.
And I'm talking, this is not something, you may not understand this. This is something that's not a cheap item, that it's a large stainless steel machine that is a big centrifuge that will extract these honey frames that we pull out. So again, we've got a couple companies donating.
What does something like that run? Just because I don't know.
That can vary, but I would say on the low end for an electric one that you don't have to hand crank, right? It's probably going to run you $600, $700, $800.
Oh.
So again,
Wow.
some really great vendors that really care about the beekeeping community.
That's what an opportunity, though. I mean, seriously, if you were able to walk out with one of those and that's super cool. You guys are pulling it all out and really for your vendors to donate, their products, their wares, and their time to this. It really shows the team that really makes up this event too. How long does it take to put all this together?
We started probably
I was like, this is a little
in
tough.
February. We probably started March.
Yeah. Well, as far as like securing the location and
that's the
getting-
biggest thing.
and
Find the
vetting
venue.
locations. So finding the venue is probably like that's where we have to start, right? And then probably like securing the speakers not too long after that, because all of their schedules get booked up really fast. Some of them you have to book a year in advance,
Wow. Well, and honestly, just going through the website too, which is easternmobeekeepers.com, and we'll take a look at it before we go into this quick commercial break. You can check out the full list of vendors. I mean, you have the full lineup there, plus a little bit more on pre-order opportunities in case you wanted to snag something before the show starts. Getting into the speakers, we have a great lineup like you guys have throughout the months for your meetings and your monthly meetings. But take us through who we're going to be hearing on the 8th and just some of the timeline up for that too.
That's your department.
Okay,
here we go, Tom.
Tom gets all our speakers.
I'm not trying to hog the microphone here, CJ.
The
okay?
floor is yours, Senator.
No, we all have equal parts in this, right? We're a team effort. So we have a couple different sides. So we have a beginner side or a beginner's course, and we have an experience. I'll briefly outline that. The beginner course would probably be somebody who really doesn't have any experience whatsoever, or very minimal experience, and probably doesn't even have bees at this point in time. That's kind of the gearing that it goes toward. That somebody that just the basics, the biology, and all that consumes that little bee box basically, right? So we have a lot of our very own here from St. Louis that are actually going to be giving those presentations to the new beekeepers. So we have one of our board members, John Pasha, previous board members, and still an honorary board member. These guys have been in the field for so long, you can't. I mean, they're
You can't just kick them to the curb.
That's right. They're emeritus.
That's right. They have to stick around. We have so not only John Pasha, we have Ken Heidkamp, again, 20-plus year beekeeper. I look to get answers from him a lot, even myself. We have another one local to Missouri, but the opposite side of the state that's not part of our club, but still equally as important, Natalie Summers. She's actually a very young beekeeper, I believe, and don't quote me, CJ, I believe she's only 16 or 17. Her family is a wonderful family in Excelsior Springs, Missouri. Hitchhive Honey is their little operation they have out there.
Yeah, she's been beekeeping since she was 9 years old. Has her own podcast.
She knows a thing or two.
All that.
She has a YouTube channel, Beekeeping with Natalie. Anybody wants to check that out? There's a lot of cool YouTube channels out there, but Beekeeping with Natalie is her
Don't
YouTube
forget
handle.
Donna.
I hadn't gotten there.
All right,
okay,
just making sure.
She's keeping me lined up, CJ. She's keeping me lined up.
No pressure.
Right.
No
yeah.
pressure.
And then, of course, we have our very own board member, Miss Donna Gravatt. Very, very detail-oriented person. She's going to be talking specifically on equipment and exactly what somebody might
That's
like to
so
do.
important, honestly.
It's the basics, It
Well,
really
it's just
is.
like being in any type of trade. I mean, if you're a plumber with bad equipment, you're going to have a pretty rough day at the office.
That's right. That is exactly
Good tools
right.
make the difference.
100%.
Absolutely.
Well, and I love it because because, again, when you're listening to somebody speak about it, that vetting process that's so important, because you can Google this stuff all you want, but it's so paid for on SEO now, you never know what products are truly good and right for your operations, and you really need to hear this stuff straight from the source.
Oh, absolutely. And that's why we're not really trying to push anybody into one style or one specific product, but offering these up for them, giving them an education and letting them make the decisions based upon how they would like to manage their honeybees.
So important.
There's not one quote unquote right way to do it. There is a lot of variables when it comes to beekeeping. There are some absolutes, but there's more non-absolutes in beekeeping than there would be the opposite way.
Quote Bob Benny. It's
Yeah, Bob Benny, he's one of our speakers coming, very seasoned guy, been doing it for 44 years. A lot of respect for somebody that's been in the industry for that long, right?
Right.
Bob Benny basically says that beekeeping is 50% art and 50% science, you know? So, I mean, there's a lot of basics there, but there's a lot of things. The art to beekeeping is that experience that you get. You make those mistakes, you get up, you dust yourself off, and you move forward, and then, you know, keep progressing in that positive way.
Well, and honestly, that itself is just, this is why you need to be a part of it, honestly, because even if you've done this for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, or 15 minutes, these conversations are going to be really good to either refresh your memory or even teach you something new. And that's why I really just think that well-rounded approach of what you guys do at this workshop and show is really important. And with that being said, there is a banquet the night before. Is that open to the public too?
Yep.
It's open to anybody who would like to purchase a ticket.
Okay.
It's being held.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean like anybody can walk in and get a free dinner.
That's what I was wondering here. Okay.
Sign me up for that free dinner.
And how much are tickets?
Tickets to the banquet, I believe, are $48, and you can get tickets at the Eastern Mo Beekeepers website. And Bob Benny will be actually speaking at the banquet on his 40 years in beekeeping.
Oh, wow.
And I think all of our speakers are going to be there as well. And so you can kind of hobnob with them a little bit, you know.
That's
have some one time with them.
Well, and also some of our vendors will be, because some vendors are coming in early and they'll be set up and ready to sell. So if you are a beekeeper and want to come to the banquet, some of the vendors will be available also.
Really cool. You all have a moment to stick around?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, sure.
We got to take a quick break, but before we do that, let me fill you in on my friends. Hey, I know you guys are you guys working today? You guys have work today?
We're working right now.
We're working.
Okay, good. Because I think you got to stop by Carver's Barbecue for lunch. Hey, Craven Barbecue, you got to get it done right. You know, my family would stress all the time when it came to holidays, Christmas, Easter, Super Bowl, because they do all the cooking. And then we just found Carver's. They cater, and it's cheap. I'm telling you what, guys, that brisket will melt in your mouth. And why do you even need to stress about all of the hassle anymore? You can keep everybody in your family happy and keep your wallet satisfied too, because the prices can't be beat. You know, whether or not it's pulled pork, their juicy brisket, legendary ribs, the award-winning Carver's Barbecue has got you covered at 2116 Groveland Avenue in Godfrey today. Visit Carver's Barbecue for more information. Don't forget to tell them CJ sent you over their way. Listen, I don't know who you're betting on the Super Bowl, but I know your guaranteed bet is Carver's Barbecue to make sure that everyone's at least happy as they can be before the referees start throwing the game. CarversBarbecue.com. Don't forget to tell them you know who sent you over their way.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Get over here, 9:32, a little bit of change. Look at that, back in the studio. I'm like a NASCAR driver. I'm going to start getting these ads everywhere. You know, I think we should. I'm going to start wearing shirts and have a helmet that has stickers up. Why just put it on the hairspray, like have the spray? With that, welcome back to our daily show. Coming up on February the 8th, 8 a.m. until 5:30 p.m., the 2025 Beekeeping Workshop and Honey Show provided by the Eastern Missouri Beekeepers Association. So I'm fascinated. I was getting confused. The Honey Show is a separate entity, a part of the workshops too. So you're getting really two great experiences in this day. Take me through this. So what is the honey judging?
So the American Honey Show Training Council basically teaches people about how to prepare their items for entering a honey show. And then also, if you're interested in becoming a honey judge, this is the start to that path. So on Friday, on the 7th, we'll actually be hosting, and there's a separate fee for this, which is, the fee is actually just for the training council. It does not come to the EMBA at all. But we're providing space for them to this training class. It's an all-day class, and again, they'll teach you about how to prepare your items for honey show, how to start becoming a honey judge. And Tom and I actually took the class at Illinois State Beekeepers Association's workshop back in November, and it was very informative. It was a really great class. So they'll be doing that all day on Friday, the 7th, and you can get tickets for that at our website. There's a link to that, and it'll take you to the American Honey Judges Training Council's website.
So cool.
So you can get tickets for that.
I would point out, too, not only if somebody's wanting to become a honey judge, but this is a class that really helps to prepare. So, CJ, like if you have any kind of a product, whether it's a Yes Honey product or whatever it might be, you really want to have great presentation on something, right? It's very important that you put quality into whatever it is you're doing. So if you're a beekeeper and you're keeping bees alive, which is the goal here, right? Okay, education, keeping bees alive, being good stewards of these great insects. The next important thing would be they're going to produce honey, because that's what honeybees do, right? What do you do with that honey? How do you extract it? How do you process it? But you want to work on it and do the best practices possible to preserve this great ingredient that we have that Mother Nature and God gives us, really.
And you don't know, it's not only entries of honey, it's also like wax products,
candles,
and what?
Candles,
anything you make with wax.
I think there's a category for baked goods. Baked goods with honey. So
infused honey with various flavors within it. So it's more than just a bottle of honey that you can enter.
What are you learning? I mean, this is what I find like what are some of the I guess the ways you judge? I mean, is it consistency? Is it flavoring? Is it like, how do you tell the difference? How do they teach you how to judge? Because this is what I mean. This is like learning the wheel for me. How do you do that? Why is red? Do you know what I'm saying?
Great question. Yeah.
So it really depends on what the category is. So like we're actually having a honey show at the workshop also the American Honey Judge Training Council is going to judge for us.
Right.
And so it really depends on the category. Like there's categories for extracted honey, there's categories for creamed honey, that like Dan said, there's categories for wax blocks, beeswax candles, baked goods with honey in them. So, and there's certain criteria that you have to meet. And the beauty about the American Honey Judge Training Council is that, like, if you go to a state fair, a lot of times there's a first, second, and third place. If only 2 people enter one specific category, one person's going to get first and one person's going to get second. With the American Honey Judge Training Council, you have to meet specific requirements to get a first, second, or third place ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
So there may be a category that 5 people enter, but nobody gets a ribbon because they didn't meet that specific criteria.
Gotcha.
So this training council, this judging company, I guess, is really kind of like really makes you be a step above.
Definitely.
So it's really quality.
It definitely is.
Wow. And now, with that being said, that's just a taste of what's to come, and we kind of give you a hint of what you can expect from the speakers now, too. We were just talking about the beginner side, and this is where that intensive side of just how much is going on at this event really kind of just goes to me, because whenever you're listening to all these speakers, I thought, man, that's a gauntlet just in itself, but that's just one half of them.
That's right.
What about the experience for the folks that are a little bit more experienced in beekeeping? Who can they hear that maybe would register a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for asking that, CJ. And I'll tell you, the one thing that is asked of me sometimes, and when Melissa and I will give presentations, is what is one tidbit you would give to anybody, whether they're newbie or experienced? And my first thing is, don't stop educating yourself.
Yeah.
I don't care if you've been doing it for 20 years, and even Bob Benny, a man of 44 years of beekeeping, will tell you the exact same thing. So I'm just saying, if somebody's been in the industry that long and they'll tell you that, there's probably a gold nugget that you should grab onto, right? Whether you're young, whether you're a seasoned beekeeper, whatever it might be, everybody in between. So we actually do have a full lineup for that. We discussed the beginner side, but the experienced side is equally, and honestly, pretty excited about it myself. We actually have a guy here from St. Louis, used to be a researcher for Monsanto Bayer, that had worked on 20 years in honeybee research and biology. His name is Jim Masucci. Semi-retired now, but actually still equally as much involved in honeybees and beekeeping. And honestly, I consider him a personal friend of actually myself and the entire club, really. But Jim will be there presenting some great topics on honey itself, the proper processes of which that you need to extract and things of that nature. We also have another guy, an EAS certified master beekeeper. Whoa. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, all of these speakers here on the experience side are all not necessarily EAS, but they're all master certified beekeepers on there. So we have Jim Masucci, we have a guy named Earl Hoffman. He actually got, I think he is actually himself EAS certified.
Yes.
Earl Hoffman will be speaking on some great topics. We also have another one of our very own Missouri residents, Mr. Corey Stevens. Corey Stevens, again, he lives in southern Missouri, works on a queen breeding program, so every colony has a queen bee, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes into it, and I'm not going to divulge all the cool little tips and tricks.
I like when they
I
I don't like it, but I find it fascinating when they revolt on the queen.
You're right. Yeah.
It's not a good thing, I guess, but
if she's failing or not doing her job, that they
isn't that just wild though?
her.
I think that's why I love bees so much too, and I've always been fascinated by them because they have so many human-like qualities, and I think we've taken away so much more from the insect than the insect ever will take away from us. I mean, they literally overthrow their queen when it's time. Enough's enough, Instead of taxes being raised, you aren't producing. It's time to go.
That's right. You're right. 100%. Right.
And then they make themselves a whole new one.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And they make sure that from the moment these new bees emerge, they're always working. They're always So no slackers in the hive.
No,
I wouldn't last as a bee. I wouldn't last as a bee.
Unless you're a drone.
What?
Unless you're a drone.
Unless you're a drone,
They don't do too much.
I could do that.
You could be a good drone.
Yeah, that's right. With that being said, this is February the 8th is the full workshop and honey show, 8 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. Mm-hmm. The day before on Friday, there's the banquet. There's more opportunities when it comes to that training, correct?
Yes.
That you can pay for separately. And you can learn more at easternmobeekeepers.com/events and click on the beekeeping workshop tab. With that being said, Dan, take me through some of the events just happening. I know you meet once a month, and there's other things going down the pipeline.
Yeah, once a month we won't have a monthly meeting in February because of this workshop. But starting in March, we'll begin having our speakers coming in once a month. We also have our extravaganza, it's called, where we help, where we provide extractors. Like Tom was saying, can be a very expensive item, but can certainly make your extracting honey easier. So we have the opportunity for that, and of course, beekeeping is a very social club as well, and so we like to get together and just have some fun. So we have a picnic in September, we have a Christmas party in December, so it's an opportunity for everybody to get together and have tell their bee stories. At our picnic, we have a lot of mead makers in our club.
Really?
Yeah. So we have a lot of mead tasting at the picnic. So it's just a great time. Great time for everybody to get together.
Great crowd.
Yep.
Well, and every time you guys come on the show, it's fun. Last year was great. This year was even better. We had a great, honestly, I know our audience enjoyed it too. With that being said, for more information, what's the best way to stay up to date on?
Go to easternmobeekeepers.com.
And we'll make sure to link everything in a write-up on RiverBender.com. All right, before we take a quick break, they're going to go get barbecue here in a second. But for all of you that have had that hot tub in your yard since Bill Clinton was president and it's fallen apart, the neighbors are getting ready to report you, and it's time to call. I'm telling you, I'm good at these. It's time to call your junk removal professionals at Sparks Junk Removal and Hauling. You know, since 1993, Denise Sparks has been the queen of junk, and now she's going to be the queen of junk and trash. She took on the big trash company. She's providing weekly trash service, and these trash cans are purple and yellow, and they're mating like bunny rabbits. They're just popping up all across the 618, and it's because Sparks Junk Removal answers their phone, and they have someone local answering their phone, and they care about their community. It's all about making sure they don't add litter to the roadways, and they do so in an environmentally friendly way with maybe repurposing some furniture that you guys are ready to remove. Instead of going to the landfill, they take it back and they rehab it, repurpose it, and find a new purpose for it in their next home for it too. So great stuff going on at sparksjunkremoval.net, 618-781-1407, sparksjunkremoval.net today, and don't forget to tell them I sent you over their way.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Hello, it's me. I've thought about us for a long, long time. Maybe I think too much, but something's wrong. There's something here that doesn't last too long.
Sorry, I'm running behind. This is not the Eastern Missouri Beekeepers anymore. Hold on, Jason. I'm very sorry.
Yes, sir.
Jason Harrison joins us now, and this is what I'm excited for, Jason. You were running for the Alton School Board.
Yes, sir.
Alton School District School Board candidate, Jason Harrison. I wanted to make sure I got it all right to let the audience know I'm excited for you. And
thank you.
This isn't an endorsement because you don't want my endorsement ever. I always tell people that you want me to endorse your opponent. You've done so much in this community, man, and you're always out there, always trying to be active. And for you to add this to your resume and add this to what you're already providing, I think it'd be great for the school district. I think it'd be great for the kids, and I think it'd be great for the community. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm hoping that it will be great. Truthfully,
I think you'll be fine, man.
You know, it's like another thing to add, but I believe I'm at a season of a place in my life where I have accomplished a little, and I believe that I am now an asset where I can add value to the board. So I didn't want to come in prematurely where I couldn't be an asset.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You know, that's a fascinating conversation too, and it's one that I think we all run into when we enter public life and we decide maybe we start exploring options on, am I better fit to lead a community? Am I better fit to lead a district, a ward, be a part of a board? And sometimes the word, it's not ego, it's maybe just ignorance gets in the way because we aren't experienced enough to realize what we don't know yet. And that's a really fascinating point, Jason, you bring up is, hey, I'm ready now. Maybe a couple of years ago, I wasn't, as good of an asset as I could have been, but now I am, and that's really fascinating to hear.
Yeah, man. So it took a lot because there maybe 4 years ago, I felt like, oh man, this would be a time to run, but I had to evaluate who I was as a father, as a husband, as a community leader, and say that I wasn't ready. I wasn't mature enough yet. I believe now this is the time in my life where I feel like I'm ready. I don't need this for to add value to me. So I'm not looking to be like, oh, that's the school board guy. I don't need any of that. It's not for my ego at all. This is only that I can add value to the school. So that's the reason I'm running.
So, and this is a part of the April 1st consolidated election, correct?
Correct.
Just for our audience to know, because, man, it seems like it's so hard for the general voting bloc to realize that there is this more important election, I always call it, because local ones are so much more important sometimes because it directly impacts us. April 1st, we have to get out there and make sure our voices are heard. So April 1st, you're on the ballot. What led up to that decision? How long did it take, those internal conversations, the conversations you had with your wife, your family? How long of a process was this before you said, you know what, I'm doing it?
Years, man. And
like actually, this time around, though, was it a couple? So it was years in the making, all the way around.
Yeah,
man. Wow.
So it's been something that I've been contemplating, speaking to legal advice, business mentors, my wife, even to the day of actual filing. So I had got the signatures. But even the day of filing, I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm like, because I'm so busy and I'm, so involved, and I'm just like, I don't know, man. But then I had to think about the platform that God has allowed me to have with providing meals in schools and daycare, stuff like that, knowing about entrepreneurship and just different pieces that I'm like, you know what, I believe I could be an asset to the school board. And so that day of it was like literally and I messed up. They had to call me back, and I had like 2 hours to get there.
Oh no!
To fix it. And when they called me, I was like, maybe this is my sign. I'm supposed to do this. But my wife assured me, she was like, no, just go ahead. Like, this is what you said you're going to do. Let's do it.
And what are some of the things that, you're looking to accomplish if elected to the school board?
Well, man, one of the main things, I want to be a voice to those who feel like they don't have a voice, whether that's educators, whether that's parents, or whether even that's students. I want to bring some innovation to the team. I'm familiar with AI. I'm familiar with STEAM, science, technology, English, arts, math.
You bring that up. You said STEAM. That is a newer term. They've just added arts to it. Mm-hmm. And, I was just having a conversation with somebody about we're promoting their new STEAM room, and I kept saying, is it STEM or STEAM? And I didn't realize they added it. So it's a good clarifier for folks that maybe see that acronym and don't realize where it came from.
Man, and it's so relevant to where we are now and where jobs are going to be. I know many people are against AI, but I'm telling you now, you better get used to it. It's here to stay.
Well, they're against AI because they don't know how to use it. I mean,
exactly.
And I'm not trying to. I was noticing this the other day. There are so many, and I'm not just talking here locally. I'm talking just from a national, even all the way down to state races and all. There's so many candidates that are using AI, which is fine, for their campaign stuff, but it's so badly prompted that it's like, come on, we're never going to use emojis and all these like extravaganza and all of this. So it's because we have bad prompting. We don't like the product. And I'm telling you what, I use it all the time, and people don't realize it's not CJ Nasello.
I held a strategy party at my house at the beginning of the year, and I just invited like 10 leaders over. And what I did was I showed them how to use prompts, showed them how to use AI for their businesses, try to show them how to monetize from that. So, man, I want to bring that. I'm a product of trade from Alton High.
That's
so
really
it's the JB Johnson Center. So in the hospitality, the cooking there, man.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, sir. So I've built this hospitality firm, but it all started with the trade at JB Johnson.
And, that's a really fascinating part, too, because, we have the Home Builders Remodelers Association on the show, and they do a lot to promote trades in the area, work with the Collinsville Vocational Center, the Cave in Belleville. And there's so many opportunities, I think, that there could be explored, at least here locally, for more trade opportunities for students, because the traditional way of schooling, I think, is starting to maybe trickle down a little bit and not be as effective for so many that realize they don't have to go. They can be more successful and more happy in their own lives by becoming, a tradesman and going to be a plumber or an electrician or, in hospitality even. There's so many realms there. Is that something that you'd explore?
Oh, most definitely, man. Just look at the trends of how everything is going, and look at the job market. AI is here to stay, but AI is not laying floors. AI is not been an electrician, not been a plumber. And those are so. Even I have 2 food trucks. Shameless plug. But I'm talking with a school now, local school, and trying to help them develop a program to where they're actually building these out. So where they're building this. So this is welders. This is electricians. These are plumbers. These are even designers for the actual trucks and stuff. Now imagine someone taking this skill, because food truck industry is steady increasing. You could take this same skill and build them out for other people as freelancers. You can do this, and this was like, there's money to be made, and there's opportunities for students, even in high school, to even with building websites and different running these media campaigns for people that they can make money off of, but they just need the information how to do it. And I come from that background.
See, there's 2 important parts to that, I think. And one is the information to do it, because every kid now knows how to use all these products. It's just needing the knowledge to know, what prompt do we need to put in there? How do we make it sound human? Because let's be honest, your Facebook page is never using an emoji or extravaganza or all this, so make it you still. Just don't make it completely out there. On the flip side of that, Jason, that about trade, I think so many times we forget that Alton was a trade hotspot. I mean, we were industry driven. We had the steel mill, we had all of these things, we had the glass works, and
yes, sir.
The Pepsi plant, and all these wonderful things, and it's gone now. And what my point is I feel like sometimes we forget our roots as an area just by who we are as people. And I think that when we start exploring trades, it's not saying it's going to bring, factories back to Broadway, but it's at least going to get our children excited that there is a future here,
Oh, yeah. And those manufacturing companies, if they came back, it would never come back the same.
Right.
You wouldn't even want it. However, there is a new modern warehouses now, which are the trades.
Right.
There's so much you can be doing, man.
So much.
And children can be making it, man.
Did you have a moment to stick around?
Yeah.
I got to take my break for top of the hour news, but
Yes,
we aren't
sir.
doing top of the hour news. Jason Harrison back in the studio. We'll take a quick break here. Before I do, let me fill you in on my friends at Grid Solar. Are you ready to reduce your energy bills? Grid Solar is here to help you make the switch to solar power. Solar energy, more sustainable, cost-effective solution that benefits both your wallet and, well, your happiness. At Grid Solar, they specialize in creating customized solar designs that meet your specific needs. Visit gridsolarllc.com. Don't forget to tell them you know who sent you over their way.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On-Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Lennox system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back. 10 o'clock on the dot. I'm a part of the 618, CJ Nasello. It's Our Daily Show right here on RiverBender.com, Roku TV, wherever the hundreds of thousands a month tune in and keep me in a job, I say thank you. Back to Jason here. Back to Jason
for keeping me employed.
Thank you for keeping me in a job, so I can complain into a microphone every morning.
Yes, sir.
Jason, back to your candidacy for school board. Being active in the community, you've had time to network with so many people, and your Facebook page, I see different businesses that you're collaborating with, different leaders. How important is that going to be with your candidacy if you're elected? April 1st. Are you going to look to collaborate with folks outside of the board, maybe just to start projects? Not saying to pass ordinance or pass any type of policy,
right?
But to maybe come up with programs. Is that on your mind or anything like that?
Yeah. So let me make this disclaimer first. What I've learned in business and what I've learned in just past history is don't make promises, because you never know once you get in there what you honestly can do.
That's a good point.
I would say that is my intent to partner.
I love the honesty there.
Yeah,
though.
and I'll. So can I put a pin right there and make another point real quick?
Please.
I would say one of the strengths that I have, which most politicians, people running for different positions, some don't have. I can say most. They don't have a history or resume of what they already did for the community. What there are. I mean, if I'm not elected, I'm still going to do it.
Right.
My love for my community, my activism doesn't stop because I'm not elected,
right?
Or if I am elected,
Right.
And I'm bringing a history of I've always been an advocate. I've always fought for innovation. I've given jobs to, I hired 40-some students from the high school, and when I did a contract with Botanical Gardens, which was a 5-month contract. So I've did that. I've did things that already validate who I am and what I can bring to the thing. Now about the partnership, take that pen back out there. What I was going to say with that is my intent to partner, because what we desperately need is more community centers spread about our community for children. But not just a safe haven. And a safe haven is definitely important, but we also need to incorporate entrepreneurial pieces in there. But not only teaching them about entrepreneurship, but actually something that actually hires them and gives them jobs.
Yeah.
From the youth all the way to the high school.
I think it's so important. The CEO program taught me that, because I think the term entrepreneur is so overused. Because we always say, well, an entrepreneur is somebody that opens a lemonade stand. That's not true. An entrepreneur is so much more than that. An entrepreneur can work in any industry at any given time. Because they have the background in teamwork and working in collaboration. They know how to spearhead projects if needed to spearhead them. They know how to use their thoughts, but also not be swayed, but maybe alter for the cause of maybe the whole team to get a project finished. And all of those things are not just being an entrepreneur, they're being a good human being overall. So I think that term entrepreneur, we use it for business, but you can be an entrepreneur and not own a company. You really can be.
Oh yeah, and you have that entrepreneurial spirit, but it's how, and I believe that every child has a seed within them that just need to be fostered, cultivated, moved up for them, so we can make that. So that I will focus in on partnerships if possible, because I don't know the ins and out of the school board, how that honestly works.
Yeah, there's a learning curve there too.
Exactly.
Have you had conversations with any current school board members?
I have, man, and
That's
with
good
the
to hear.
superintendent of schools.
Wow.
So that I am very excited about to be able to join with them. However, again, you get in and you learn, hey, the budget might be the pressing thing that, policies. And so I know there's a lot that has to be addressed with me trying to still bring innovation
But
to
you
it.
still have to have the conversations before you get there, and it's good to know that you're doing that already.
Yes, sir.
What's the best way for somebody to reach out and say, Jason, I want a yard sign. I don't know what I need to do. I'll share a Facebook post to let people know I support you. If they have those questions, what's the best way to reach out and be a part of the Jason Harrison campaign?
So I'm on Facebook and as well as Instagram. And hopefully within the next week or two, we'll have a actually website for
Cool.
it. Yep.
Well, and if you, as things get going closer and closer to April 1st, you're more than welcome back at any time to fill us in on how things are going.
Yes, sir.
And really just the best of luck in it. I always tell everybody that comes on that the hardest thing anybody will ever do is put their name on the ballot because, it's very easy to sideline and sit on the couch and kind of armchair quarterback. But when you put yourself out there, it really shows the pride that you have in what you're doing. So thank you for at least doing that too.
Yes, thank you for having me, CJ.
No problem. It's 10:05. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with more Daily Show. It's 24 degrees. Man, it got to warm up.
Yeah.
It's got to warm up out there. Well, you stay there. I'll stay here on RiverBender.com back after this.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday grabs like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
But I keep on thinking about you, sister golden hair.
Welcome back. 10:09, getting in the groove. A little bit of America playing, you know.
That's great.
Lee Barham in the studio. How are you doing this Monday morning?
I'm doing great. I'd like to thank you and the Riverbender for the opportunity to speak.
Well, and the opportunity is always there, and that's why really we started the show, Lee, is it's really just a platform for anybody in the community or region to come on and share what's on their mind. And as we're getting closer to February, we're getting closer to April being here, and we were just talking during the break, and it just seems like, April for a lot of people, it's just election season's here,
Yes, election season here. We're about 60 days out from our election for the mayor and aldermen here in Alton, and we need to take advantage of this.
And you've been pretty active in campaign life and elections, for over 40 years. At this point in time, how are you just feeling with things overall?
I am feeling disgruntled because we are having 3 candidates, David Goins, Brent Walker, and Ray Schrabel, and their lack of coming to the black community is appalling. It's appalling, it's disappointing, because they feel, I guess they are feeling that, well, all the black votes going to go to David, which is wrong. Because then I can say all the white votes going to Brent Walker and all of them going to Schrabel, which is incorrect again. We are citizens, and we know who we want to vote for. So the misconception that David's getting all the black votes is wrong. The misconception that Brent and Ray getting all the white votes is wrong. We are citizens here. We need to act like citizens here. Alton need to move forward, and we need to get it together.
Well, and just to go a little bit further with what you're saying, because I have seen a few of the events like Martin Luther King. I did see David and Brent were both there. The Fourth Ward Block Party that was held on Pearl, I did see a photo of former Mayor Walker that was there. So, there are some events that he has gone to, too. So I'm just, what's the definition? Is it just overall activity? Is it conversation?
It's overall activity. It's lack of, in any campaign, you got to spend money in the area you're trying to woo.
Mm-hmm.
And they are, to put it in a nutshell, they're refusing to spend the money for the people they think should be voting for them. Now, you'll spend money in the downtown area here of Alton. They host events. But we also got black businesses, Renaissance, My Just Desserts, Tabs. Why can't you host the event there? Why aren't you spending money there? If you want the black vote, and you just disregarding our vote.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I can't disagree with you there when it comes to where you're putting, campaign events or where you're supporting. But it just, just to clarify in case, you have any candidates from David's camp or, Brand's camp going, well, we were at those events. It's good to know that it's a little bit further than just events as far as you're concerned. It's more action is what you're saying?
It's more door knocking. Have you been in the black communities? Have you knocked on the door? I'll go one step further. We got a race for the city clerk.
Mm-hmm.
And people are asking me, who's running for city clerk? No one doesn't know. People are asking me, who are these people that we're running? And people doesn't know.
I can't argue at that point.
So if they don't know, I'm telling people, vote for it. If you put one check.
Right.
You put one check. You do not have to fill out the entire card. And it might come down to 10 to 20 votes.
Mm-hmm.
And so the people that felt that the black vote or whomever vote didn't matter, they will be left behind.
Right. I get what you're saying.
And it would send a stern message moving forward. You disregard us, there's a strong possibility you will lose.
Right. I 100% agree. And it's really, those are the things I think voters do take note of because, you and I were talking, my phone blew up during, the Martin Luther King Day event because there were folks that were very upset by the lack of attendance from an individual.
Correct.
And there, just like there were in other cases, but you hit on something that was so important, and that's how powerful the vote is, especially here locally. You know the voting numbers. You and I can both go through them and say there's 4,000 votes. That's pretty much where it was at last time around. It was around 4,100 or close to it. Your vote matters. And whenever, like you're saying, if there's a segment of the population, in Alton, the black population that's saying that they're not heard or that they're not feeling, welcomed, then, you're going to lose out on a good chunk of votes. I get what you're saying there.
Correct. Don't pigeonhole us all to one candidate.
Yeah.
We have individual thoughts.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah.
We have individual thoughts of who we want in there.
Right.
We want things too. We want our community to grow. We want it to prosper. We want things that when our grandchildren come to town, speaking of myself, I would like to take them somewhere besides a bar. There's nowhere here in Alton to take them. I have to go over to St. Louis to entertain my grandchildren, and I'm here in Alton. That is just, mind-boggling. What are we doing to make Alton grow? What are we doing to help with home ownership? I mean,
I agree. Now, you and I have talked about home ownership because you and I have talked about it. I said all these people that pay their bills forever, they've lived in Alton for 30 years, they're on a fixed income because now they're retired, but their windows are falling in. They can't afford them. Why isn't there some type of program to help them keep themselves in their house and keep that property looking good, you know? There's so many things there, man.
I know the city has money down there that can be allocated towards this. Instead of tearing down all these lots, all these houses, home ownership.
Yeah.
But we have a segment that owns a lot of rental property.
True.
And they want to keep that rental property going, which I can understand that. But on the same token, you need that tax base of people that can keep the city going.
This is a good conversation, Lee, because this has become a really big point in this campaign just because I've had so many of the candidates on this show and they start talking about code enforcement. Well, our code enforcement kind of got depleted a little bit, I think it's fair to say. And with that, you have a population where it's like 52% landlord, 52% rental in Alton.
Correct.
And when you have that and you aren't holding these landlords accountable, and it's not, you aren't hearing me put fingers at anybody because it's a team effort as far as I'm concerned, you start having these problems with crime and you have these vacant properties and you have this drug house problem because it's not a homeowner, it's a renter that's going to be out of there in another community as quick as they can.
There you go.
You know, you and I've had this talk.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, and they're not addressing that issue.
Yeah,
they're not addressing bringing businesses here to Alton. It irks me to see Broadway, all that land that can be used. We got access to the rail, to the river, and the highway, and there's nothing being built down there. And you look around at Pontoon Beach, Granite City, they done built that highway up towards Jerseyville. Every town is growing but us. Why are we stagnant on the vine? Right. Because we lack vision. We lack holding whomever in there accountable. But one thing I can guarantee you on this, whomever get elected, they only got 90 days. 90 days to show something. I'm not giving you 2 or 3 years. You got 90 days to show forth a plan and start implementing. This isn't a sit here for 3 years and all at once I got this. No, you got 90 days. If not, then I can be the one-man protest all by myself.
when you have before. But the thing is too, Lee, with that being said, you hit on a good point. A lot of projects take years to get done. So we were just talking about some of the road projects getting done, and it's going to take a couple of years to get those done. So being active early, you're going to have to be active early to get some of these projects started, regardless of if they're good ideas or bad ideas. They've just got to be something to be started early, otherwise they won't be done in your term.
No.
So it's a good conversation. Do you have a moment to stick around to see?
Yes,
I got to pay
do.
a bill. 1017, little bit of change. More Lee Barham right after this in the heart of the 618.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. OSFOnCall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Oh, welcome back, 1020. A little bit of change on this Monday morning. Back with Mr. Barham in studio. Good points so far. Getting some love on the text line, Lee.
Well, I appreciate it. It's just that we as citizens need to get it together.
Well, and you make a good point too. And so many times we categorize voters so wrongly, and it's the whole idea of you hit it on only black people are going to vote for it. That's not true, but we all have our own minds. And
correct.
And it's so good that you drive that, point across. With that being said, just don't let me stop you. What else is on your mind today?
Well, like I say, it's just that I need the candidates to be out here, be name recognition.
Mm-hmm.
There's two of them that people recognize by name. There's one that people still don't know who he is. And that's no one's fault but the candidate. To be the man, you got to beat the man. And right, wrong, and different, David is the man. So if you want to beat him, you got to get out there.
Yeah.
Is your name more pertinent than him? If I'm walking down the street, do I recognize who you are? As small as this town is, and as little as people vote, they're going to get to the polls, and they might forget every other issue, but they say, oh, I met him at the restaurant. Oh, I met him at a service. Oh, I met him walking. And that's who they're going to do. And Alton is a cliquish town because if you get a group of family together, I got over 300 family members strong. and they always ask me, Lee, who do I need to vote for? And I say, okay, I want all your support here. All the support going to be good.
Well, you're right, and the thing is too, and I always tell people it's all so weird, in a way. Hear me out on this. We act like we're New York City sometimes with millions and millions of people, and I don't know why, because we have 26,000 people. It's just what it is, and so we have 7 wards that sometimes feel like islands, where it's like Ward 7's doing something completely different than Ward 1, and I'm not saying they're doing that now, but it just feels like that sometimes. And like you said, getting out there and just going into all those different wards and saying, hey, we're one team.
We are one team. We're one team. We are one community. Because if the 6th ward looking like a trash dump and the 2nd ward is looking good, guess what? The people in the 6th ward become disgruntled, and they most likely move. And then guess we're in that cycle of going downhill. But if we build up every ward, if we take time to listen to everybody, we can pull Alton together. We can do it. And that's the mentality that they got to have. The councilman works for us.
Yeah.
Again, it goes right back to accountability. And if you voting XYZ, make it be heard.
Well, and that's another thing, too. And this is where local elections get so tricky because they become personal and it's not personal. I think, and it has nothing to do with my personal beliefs. It could be, I think that Jim's a great guy, or I think that, John Smith's wonderful. But if they aren't doing the things in office, then it's all about performance, you know.
Correct.
And I'm not saying that is, you know, what I feel now. I'm just saying that is for potential voters. You know, it's not because it's your friend you vote. It's because these are people that are going to protect your property taxes, and they're going to do all these things to hopefully keep things affordable here locally. And it's very important.
And another thing, I hate that we are being labeled as a retirement community. AARP comes out that we are one of the top cities to retire. If I'm a Fortune 500 company and I'm looking for a place to build, do I want to come to a retirement community? Because if you come to a retirement community, that means everybody retired. Where I'm going to get my workforce from?
It's a good point. I mean, I get your thought there. I get your thought there.
You know, we can have it both ways.
We can have it both ways. That's the way I go with
That's the way I want it. We can have it both. It's nice after you done did your time, wherever, to retire here, but also it's a great place to bring your young family and grow here, grow the city. That's what you need to push. As a young family, I'm going to come to Alton. I want you to grow your family here. I want you to grow with us. We are a small town with great history, good and bad.
Very historic.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
But we can move forward if we get the right people in office.
Yeah.
Okay?
I agree.
We had one that did 8 years, we had one that did 4 years, and we got one trying to do a term. You look at the track record, just like at work.
Yeah.
Everything is based on my performance. If you ain't performing, guess what? Something got to change, or you got to go.
Right.
And we too hesitant to say, "Oh, he's my friend," or "He used to babysit me," or I can care less.
Yeah.
Because when it's all said and done, issues here what matter to me the most.
Well, and it doesn't even start. I mean, it's council, it's school board, it's all of these places. It's not just at that big seat. It's all these other places that make up puzzles. You know, I mean, this is one big puzzle. And if you have a great mayor but a terrible board, you aren't getting anything done. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many pieces of that, and that's why I think it's so important for folks to realize you aren't voting for your high school student council. You're voting for folks that are really going to make decisions here, and it doesn't matter who you vote for. I don't care because I'm not here to sway you. That's not my job. I just want you to vote because we only had 4,000 people that voted in a town of a potential of 10 or 11,000 that could have voted.
Yes.
You know.
Why is that? Because they're quick to say, "Well, my vote don't count." Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. And
100%
this election here, I can say it with all sincerity. The black turnout for whomever, for whichever three,
I agree with you,
going to be the mayor.
I do agree with you on this. I 100% agree with you on this. Just because, the way it seems like, just the way the voting turnout has been. I mean, you got the black community votes, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's just the way it is.
And let's make it clear to the two politicians that's non-black. One section did not have all the black votes. Let me say that again. One person does not have all the black votes.
Yeah.
That's pigeonholing us, and that aggravates me. Yeah. That's not true.
And Lee, before I let you go, great conversation this morning. What a great one to get into campaign mode. I mean, it's almost February, so we're here now, so let's start talking about it. Before I let you go, anything on your mind?
I'm really discarding about that Rodecker issue that went on. I wish our mayor hadn't said nothing, but it's not for him to say. It's the state attorney.
Yeah, and I will.
He's the one.
Can I ask you just to follow? Just because I have followed, I don't weigh in ever on social media. I just watch, and the argument on that, and just want to hear your thoughts. Is, well, if he didn't say something, then somebody would have said, "Why are you being quiet, Mayor?" What are your thoughts to that?
My thought is directed to the state's attorney. It's buck stop with him. I'm the mayor. Call your state's attorney.
Hey, no argument for me there, Lee Barham. Great talking to you, and are you going to come back on the show before election?
Oh, yeah, I'll probably be back in February.
Please, I'm looking forward to a great conversation today with Lee Barham. Grid Solar, we're behind schedule today, guys. I'm running late. We got to take a quick break. No more live reads because I got to get back on schedule. You stay there, I'll stay here. RiverBender.com, it's our daily show.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday grabs like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
I'll be over the edge now in no time at all. I'm falling faster and faster and faster with no time to stall. The closer you get,
I was just telling Ryan. Damn it, almost hot mic'd myself. I was telling Ryan, I said, I came into the show thinking, 1 or 2 guests, and then boom, here we go.
Welcome to the new year.
Welcome to CJ. This is like I have a partnership going on with Village Dispensary, and I want to have a product there that's called the CJ, where it's just a whirlwind, where like 15 people just visit you,
I don't know what product that would
be. That's what they said. They go, I don't think that's legal yet, CJ.
Yeah.
Ryan, how is the solar field treating you?
It's doing great, man. We're doing awesome.
How was the 12 inches of snow with all of your solar equipment?
Slowed things down a little bit. Slowed things down.
Got a question. How was your equipment during the snowstorm?
I have no cause to complain.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
See, that was because you always read about those catastrophic, there's ice on it, or, what happens if there's all this snow? Nothing.
No, and I mean, that's the thing is that people are like, should I clean it off? Should I do this? Should I do this? It's like, no, like we planned for this. Like when we tell you how much your system's going to produce, it's planning it's not planning for 365 sunny days. Right. It's planning for cloudy days. It's planning for a couple weeks of snow in January and stuff like that.
That's incredible, man. That's what I was curious about. Well, and as the year starts to flip over, is there any new regulations or anything that you guys are following, anything that Ameren's doing or the state's doing that you're kind of monitoring?
Well, obviously it's well trodden, that Ameren has changed their net metering policy. So we're just, living in that world. So that is one thing I did want to say to, though, the Missouri listeners, is that Ameren Missouri, different company, has not changed their net metering policy.
So how does that work? So in Missouri, if you're doing, because you work both states, your customers in Missouri have no net metering changes at all.
Correct. So they still have full 1-to-1 net metering inside the month.
Wow.
So they still don't technically need a battery in Missouri. So what we found is that really for both customers, be it Illinois or Missouri, like the payback numbers and like basically the economics of solar is about the same.
Right.
Okay. So in Illinois, you have an extra incentive, right? So that extra incentive pays for that now expensive battery that you need to buy for it to be worth it, right? But in Missouri, you don't have that extra incentive, but you do have 1-to-1 net metering, so you don't have to buy the battery anymore. So at the end of the day, it all shakes out to be about the same.
Really cool. Hey, with that being said, how many people did you meet at St. Clair Square? I haven't had you on the show since then.
Funny thing is, I think I actually found that the booth attracted more attention when we weren't there.
What? I'm not laughing. I'm so sorry. That's rude as hell.
It is funny because from a marketing standpoint, I didn't expect that. But if I'm thinking from a consumer standpoint, I get it.
Yeah.
Right? You see somebody standing at a booth.
You don't want to go up there.
No, and we were trying to hand out gift cards. And so, they're like, oh, yeah, fill out a gift card, give you my social security number, my date of birth.
Yeah, here's the timeshare. You know?
Yeah. Or you're going to sign me up for a credit card or something, right? Like, that's what it seemed like. I mean, I did tests where I would like hide away from my booth and watch people approach the booth. There were people approach the booth, they'd look, some people would do the QR code, but if I'm at the booth, it was like
that makes sense.
I had leprosy. They would avoid me like the plague. Avoid me like the plague.
Did you have like your QR codes and stuff on it so
Yeah.
they could still scan while you weren't there?
Correct.
Good. Okay.
Right.
As long as there
Right.
was some good out of this.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense, because I'm the same way. If I see I had a bad experience at a home show once. I had like 85 phone numbers calling me within 13 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And then they called for 8 months, and I didn't qualify because my house wasn't a nice enough in a house for them to charge me more. So then they threw me to the curb, and I felt even more diswanted, because I couldn't throw out the scam company. The scam company threw me out.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like when Finger Hut says you don't qualify.
Well, and at home and garden shows, you have information collectors because
terrible.
they can sell that information if they sell it multiple times. Yeah, we don't do any of that.
It's a good point.
Yeah, like we will not contact you more than 3 times, and it's a phone call, a text message, and an email. That's 3 times.
Well, and see, that's really good for people to know too, because your commercial says it all. The Solar Bro thing is so funny, but it's so honest, because God dang, you'll get these suckers on your door, and they don't stop. It'll be, and they aren't permitted half the time either.
Oh, yeah.
They're just there to knock, and so they're giving you bad information, and they hustle you out of it. You're never going to see that rep again.
Right.
If you do, then you're one of the few. And so when you know that you aren't going to get hounded, it's not a pressure situation. It's a partnership. You have to want solar. That's kind of the thing here. If you don't want solar, then why are you calling? It's not going to be the right fit. But if you want it, you want somebody that knows the process, if it works for you. That's what you do. It's very honest.
Well, and from the other side of things, it's been amazing to watch now that the Ameren rule change has taken effect. It's been amazing to watch the national companies flee the state of Illinois.
I bet they're gone quick.
They are gone.
Yep.
Right? It's crickets everywhere. Crickets, right?
I bet.
Yeah.
Why do we need to be in Illinois anymore? There's nothing to sell, or there's no gimmick anymore. Because they were using it as a gimmick is what they were doing. They weren't informed on it.
Correct. Yep.
God, you guys are good. I love it, man. So take me through some of the projects right now. Have you been able to resume since the snow has started to melt?
Oh, yeah. So
Good
we
for
still
you
have
guys.
projects. And again, the way we're building systems, again, we come from an educational approach,
Yeah.
right? So we always build a system multiple different ways for you, because before I sit down with you, I don't know exactly what your goals are. So I will develop a couple of different systems. Obviously, I always have economics behind every goal, or behind every system. We try to design the most economical version of that system, because whether you're preparing for Armageddon or want to save the planet, whichever one, everybody wants to save money.
Right.
So we always design our systems with that at the forefront.
You know what I think so important too, and not so important, but it just kind of crosses my mind. It's like a CJ thought is, how many times I'm sitting there, Ryan, in my house, and because, I get home about 5 o'clock and I crank the heat up just to get the chill out, and I'm going, is that sucker ever going to stop? And you start worrying about it. You're like, God damn, I don't want to see that bill. I don't want to see that bill. But whenever you have that solar package, that thought kind of goes out the window, because you're prepared for these days. You're prepared to have this energy.
It's funny, CJ, because you talk to us so regularly, you kind of go through some of the same thought patterns that solar people go through. And I was just having this conversation with somebody the other day about how there's kind of like, once somebody gets solar, there's kind of the two types of customers. There's the one who thinks about every light switch they turn on now, right? Because I own the power, right? And so they think about every light switch, and they can even become way more efficient than they were before, right? And then you have the other folks who are like, wow, my power bill's down to, $23 a month, and they start using energy
left and right,
until they get back to $180 a month, and then they're like, well, my system's not doing anything. It's like, no, it's still doing everything.
Yeah, that's right.
You just turn everything on all the time now.
Yeah, you can't leave your heat on 90, ma'am.
Right, yeah, exactly. So it's like they feel like they own this power, and now they can use more if they want to. So,
but here's my thought: think about if you didn't have solar, what that power bill would have been.
Oh yeah. Oh, you're absolutely not wrong. Right.
You had a moment to stick around?
Yeah, absolutely.
I am glad you're back in the studio. 10:40, energy on a Monday, back in the studio. 27 degrees, but it feels like Miami down here.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab select 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
So let's leave it.
That's my fault, guys. I played the same song twice. That was such a Bush League thing to do. That was something you hear in an AM radio station. That's
no good guy. There ain't no bad guy.
I never disagree with Ryan. Oh, you aren't Lee Barham, though. There you go.
There we are.
So you, Ameren, Missouri, just raised the rates again?
So they proposed.
Oh, proposed it.
Yeah. So the Public Service Commission gets the final say in whether or not they get to do it, and I wonder who are they going to agree with? Right? They're going to agree with Ameren. That's what they do. Yeah. Right? They're not a rubber stamp, but the Missouri Ameren, Missouri just proposed a 15% rate increase.
God dang.
Across the board.
Well, and you made such out of all the times you and Jason have been on the show, you made the most sense to me during the break, and that was you're going to be using solar energy anyway. And what you mean by that is I didn't realize how much solar energy Ameren, Missouri had just stocked up over it. What's 5 megawatts?
500 megawatts.
What's that equivalent? I don't know the breakdown on that.
So it's like 5,000 houses. So it's like 5,000 separate residential systems, basically. Whoa. And again, they're in huge fields, New Florence, out in Columbia, Missouri. So they have these huge fields. They have 500 megawatts either in production right now or planned, right? And then they ask for a 15% rate increase. And why are they asking for a rate increase? Well, we've done all these improvements. Like what kind of improvement? Like you added solar. So they are basically saying we need to raise your rates so that we can have you go solar, right? So I tell people, you're going to go solar one way or the other. It's just who are you going to pay for that solar?
Right.
Right? You can buy your own solar, finish paying it off. It still produces, costs you nothing now, right? Because your monthly payment's done, you've paid the loan off, whatever. Or you can pay Ameren, who will never stop charging you. They will never stop charging you higher rates, and it doesn't add value to your house.
What do you think, Mary? Do you think Ameren will stop charging me eventually? Oh, damn. Okay.
It's unanimous. It's unanimous.
Unanimous. Okay. But it's one of those thoughts, though, where it's a 2 + 2 thing. We keep using this word common sense that keeps coming up. The phrase more and more is used, and it makes so much more sense to do this because you're right. I mean, regardless of how you feel about energy or electricity or where it comes from or how it's made, at the end of the day, this is where it's probably going to be coming from, and there's no doubt about it. It's already in the process, so what's your holdup? I get it. I get it.
Solar has been the cheapest way to produce electricity in this country for a decade now.
Wow.
So it has been the cheapest way for a long time, and there's a lot of reasons for that. I mean, there's no moving parts. Right? If you produce every other way we produce electricity involves turning a turbine.
Yeah.
Right? With steam. So coal heats water, creates steam, steam turns turbine. Natural gas does the exact same thing. Hydrothermal uses the gravity of the water to turn the turbine, right?
Right.
It's all turning turbines, right? Whereas solar, no moving parts. We just set the panels out there, they collect the sun, no moving parts. So that's one of the reasons it's so inexpensive is because there's no maintenance.
Right.
There's no moving parts. Everything with moving parts requires maintenance. Solar has no moving parts.
Aren't you guys starting your own solar panel cleaning service? You're doing that? Is that you? Was that the other guy? Oh,
that's the other guy.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
How dare you?
Sorry, I didn't realize. I saw that the other day on Facebook, and I didn't know that was it was the first. I remember hearing about it, but I don't remember seeing it before. It's interesting. I didn't know.
And that's like the thing about solar panel cleaning is more for like the commercial type jobs.
That's what I was curious about. It's not a shot. I kind of was just curious how.
Right. If you have like 500 panels and you're losing 1% from every 1 or 2% from every, that's a
big chunk.
Right?
Yeah.
But if you have 20 panels on your roof and you're losing 1 or 2%, that's like maybe $1.
And that's kind of accounted for, right? The plus or
absolutely. As a matter of fact, our panels, the ones that we use, are guaranteed to be working at 92% or better after 25 years.
Wow.
92% or better after 25 years.
See, that's better than most roofs.
Yeah. Well, it's also that number right there, because that's called degradation,
Yeah.
right? And they plan for degradation. That is the highest, like, basically, it's the most somebody will promise. That's how much they stand behind their product. Is it's basically, it's not going to degrade more than 8%.
Did you find any salespeople?
We did. Always
Get out. Get out.
I mean,
We haven't found a damn one. You get out of here.
I'm selling something way cooler.
I didn't say that, John. I have cool products too. We have a lot of cool stuff. You are selling technology though, so it is a little bit more,
correct. Yeah.
a little bit more fun.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you kind of got me beat there. I guess you're right. Damn. Okay. So, any more room for the team? Or are you all packed up and full?
No, always.
There you go.
I used to be a realtor, so I like to compare this a little bit to in real estate, right? As a realtor, you don't really cost us any money if you come over, right? So we're more than happy to take a chance on you and see if you're good at it.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're good at it, we're more than happy to invest more and more and more, right? And if you're not, like I said, no harm, no foul. We gave it a good old college try.
Yep, and you just got to hit the old dusty trail.
All the cliches.
Yeah, that's
all
right.
The cliches.
With that being said, before I let you go, what else do you want to inform our audience on today, man?
Just basically go to the website, have a quick phone call with us. If you have no idea whether or not solar is good for you, www.gridsolarllc.com.
It took you to my... I typed it in, but I have a shortcut for your live reads because I talk about you guys on the show every day, and it took me to my scripts instead of your website. But I found it now. Bingo.
And right on that front page there is a quick form to fill out. And again, at most, we're going to contact you 3 times.
Look at that. That is a clean website, my friend. That is a clean website. You just put your phone number in there, put your contact. They're going to reach out to you. You get 3 tries, and then after that, you got to call them.
Yep, that's it. Try again.
With that being said, that's gridsolarllc.com. Get your free solar design. Learn more about their pergolas that they can build and all the other really cool stuff that you guys can do, too.
Batteries, save money. Just save money.
Just save money at Grid Solar, gridsolarllc.com.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready? Future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville. Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Village Dispensary has the best deals in Godfrey, Illinois with specials 5 days a week. Mondays, roll in the week with 20 to 30% off select pre-rolls. Tasty Tuesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select edibles. Waxy Wednesdays, enjoy 20 to 30% off select concentrate and vape brands. Thirsty Thursdays, sip and save with 20 to 30% off all drinks. Flower Friday, grab like 3.5 gram flower deals starting at just $20. Village Dispensary, come meet your best buds.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Suck it in if you're in Tintin or in Berlin. Make it a spin move or else you'll win. And then begin to see what you're doing to me. This MTV is not for free. It's so PC is killing me. So desperately I'll sing the other love.
Welcome back, 10:54. We're going to go past 11 o'clock because I am way freaking behind today. Mary, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
How's things at the library?
Cold, but okay. So, yeah.
It's supposed to be 50 by tomorrow.
Oh, I hope so. I hope
they
so.
say 50 Friday, but we'll just hold out
okay.
and hope.
It's all right. It's all we can do.
Did you get the snow all gone? Is it all the sun?
So on half of the library property, yes. On the other half, no. The side that has the sun, it's doing great. The side that doesn't, still a little icy.
I think I'm going to get mirrors for next time we have a snowstorm.
That would be smart.
And just set them in the yard.
That'd be so smart. Oh
and
my
then
gosh.
probably burn my neighbor's house
Oh my
down.
gosh. We had, fortunately, our house is on the side with the sun. Our poor neighbors across the street, I'm feeling so bad.
See,
for
you're
them.
lucky. You got the sun.
The sunny side of the street.
That's always.
Yeah, we're on the sunny side of the street.
So, did this newsletter come out? Did I get this one?
Yep. So this one's been out. This one will go through. It came out not too long ago. It goes through January, February, and March. So we've got our programs going on, and we're already working on the spring newsletter. I mean, we barely put a newsletter to bed, and then we are turning right back around and filling out the next one. So sorry.
Normally it's me.
Yeah, no, it was me this time.
Okay.
So
I don't have any friends this morning. So with that being said, what is the next thing on the pipeline?
So the next thing that we've got coming up, we've got a few things actually. We've got our children's.
We got a couple of three things.
Children's programming, we've got teen programming, and we have adult programming coming up. So
nice.
Yeah. So in February, getting ready to talk about that, we have a couple of things. We have our program that we coordinate with, partner with the Alton Area Landmarks Association. So we have a 3-part series that we do called Reimagining Places of the Past. We just had our first one 2 weekends ago. Last weekend. That was plotting the future of historic river towns. Mm-hmm. It was one of the best programs we've had. It was just so good, and so
I heard Dean did a good job. He was excited to go.
Yeah, it was great. We had it's just a really nice program, and I think people were really interested in hearing what he had to say. The second one's coming up on February 15th, and it's at the Genealogy and Local History Library at 10 o'clock a.m., and it's called Saving the Best of Southwest Illinois. We're going to be talking with Heartland's Conservancy about all their preservation efforts of the natural world in southern Illinois.
And there's so many things. The zoo has something that's so cool, and it was a while since I've been in the park where they had it, but it was talking about these amphibians they were saving, and it's ones that I've never heard of before. They were just kind of these almost like axolotls, but they weren't axolotls. And what it did is, because they saved them, it really saved so much of the ecosystem, and you don't realize the conservancy efforts and what they mean for not only just it's great to save the planet, but it's also great for our river, because without some of these animals, the erosion and all the things that could happen, it's terrible.
Yep. And so they'll be talking about their conservation efforts in southern Illinois. And it's like you said, it's not just saving one little animal. It's like, when we have these areas that we've conserved, things also grow out of that also help the economics of our community. And so just kind of talking about that. So that will be February 15th. And then we also have on February 20th, our second of our Empowered Caregiver education series that we're partnering with the Alzheimer's Association.
Oh, yeah.
And that first one was really well attended. And so
I knew it would be.
It was great. It was really great. The information was good. I think people felt like they really got some helpful, useful info out of it.
How many times was there a couple of ha-ha moments for those folks?
I think so.
I was really hoping for that, because I don't know personally, but just talking to folks that have truly lived firsthand, it's so debilitating for that supporter, and this is really good for that.
I think there were some aha moments, but I know there was just some, oh, hey, I'm not the only one who showed up for this.
That's what I meant, too. I'm not alone.
Okay, I'm not alone.
Yes.
There's people here, and, we're going to get the information that we need, and also know that maybe make some connections with some other people who are going through the same thing, because that is a tough thing to go through.
Well, and people need some connection there, because there's so many battles on that road that you and I have already talked about, that if you don't have that support system, if you're talking about it and you maybe have to use humor or something to kind of get through things, we aren't going to know that has never been through it, or what that is.
Until you go through it, I don't think you can realize it. So the next the next one is on February 20th at 6 p.m. at our mall library, and it's called Communicating Effectively and Responding to Dementia-Related Behaviors. So just kind of learning how dementia affects communication, common behavior changes, and then non-medical approaches to those behaviors, and then how to kind of figure out when you need more help. Because that's a tough. You don't know when to really call in.
That's got to be
the
most difficult decision.
So we'll be helping. The Alzheimer's Association will be coming and offering information on that. So we have that going on. We have our X's and So's crafting program that's coming up on February 4th from 6 to 7:30 at the mall. And then we have that iCash program, which she was only going to stay. We had someone from the treasurer's office who was going to be at the library from 1 to 4. I think she ended up leaving at 5:45 because so many people came out to use that program. So we're going to be doing it again. So I don't know when yet, but we'll have something in the spring newsletter on that as well. So the big one that's coming up is this coming Friday on January 31st, we are having our winter reading retreat. So we've been doing these quarterly, and they have been people have had so much fun at them. So you come, again, we've talked before about how libraries have become sort of community centers, and people really are looking for ways to make friends and make acquaintances, and just kind of have personal interaction. And so our reading retreat is it's this Friday from 6 to 7:30. You can come, we'll have a whole bunch of books for people to look at, and authors, new authors you can discover, but it's really just meeting other people who also like to read, and their books and the authors that they like. And then we'll have snacks, and we'll also have a craft project called Creating Your Own Winter Scene in a Jar. Yeah. So we're going to have a craft for people as well. So that's coming up too.
Well, and with that being, I was having some issues with the calendar. I was trying to pull it up. What day is that again?
That is this Friday. This coming Friday from 6 to 7:30. Mm-hmm.
Really cool. And now, what's the speed dating?
So speed dating. I've told people, I'm like, we're doing speed dating at the library, and I get this really weird look, like, you've got to be kidding me. And it's speed dating with a book. That's the key. There is it's called Library Speed Dating, Finding the Book of Your Dreams. And so this is going to be on Wednesday, February 12th from 6 to 7 o'clock. It's just an hour. You can come to the library. It's the mall library. And we will have sort of set up like a little restaurant, like, you would for speed dating, where you move from table to table to table meeting people. But this, you're going to move from table to table to table, and you're going to meet new books and authors. So we're going to have each table set up as a different genre. And you can sit down and you can take a look at the selection of books that we have. You can make notes on what you want to read, what you don't want to read, find new authors, find new titles, and then talk with other people that are there about your favorite books and authors. And it's just a really quick way to get through a bunch of different genres. So mystery, sci-fi, romance, history, nonfiction, that kind of thing. Just a way to spend an hour just trying to find a new book or author, because we always have people who come in and say, have you read anything good lately? So this is a way to just very quickly in an hour probably get through about 40 or 50 books. So
really cool.
Yeah. So
I love it.
Yeah. So we got a lot going on, a lot of different things going on. And then Amy Cami is coming. So this is one that we hope people will really come out for. So on February 11th at 6:30 at our programming room upstairs at the mall, Amy Cami is coming. Amy Conrad Cami.
Yeah.
She's coming, and she's going to be bringing her harp with her. So if you want just kind of a 45 minutes, an hour of just very relaxing, calming harp music. And she's also going to be talking about how music is therapeutic and how it can really help your soul and help your recovery. So it's just it's kind of a music therapy, kind of very quiet music program. So yeah.
Well, and with that being said, you have a moment to stick around?
Yeah, I do.
We have to take a break for top of the hour. It's 11 o'clock. You stay there. We'll stay here on RiverBender.com and Roku TV.
Oh no, another bad headache?
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to see your doctor.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including diagnosing health issues or referring you to a specialist. Schedule an appointment today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Yo, what up? It's Mike Keith, the proud graduate of Lewis and Clark Community College. I got my start in broadcasting and now I work all over the country. I discovered my path in media, but I could have been an electrician. Or I could have been a nurse.
Maybe not.
Get paid to go solar.
We're not solar bros. At Grid, we're solar pros. We explain the process behind solar power so you can make an informed decision. We'll work with you to make owning your power as simple as possible and affordable with zero down financing and payment options. Our only goal is to save you money. Call Grid when you're ready to be independent of the power company.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
Since 1993, Sparks Junk Removal is always adapting to the needs of our clients. That is why we now offer weekly trash pickup for selected areas. Plus, we offer driveway-safe rubber-tired dumpster rental. Give us a call today at 618-781-1407 or visit us at sparksjunkremoval.net.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Thank God they cannot hear me when I'm off the air. I'm telling you what, I keep telling people I'm going to air one of my commercial breaks one day on my last show. 20 years from now, you'll hear all the gossip you needed to hear. Mary, back in action. So I'm having some trouble. Am I using your calendar right? So I did this thing. I'm on the month, and I keep...
Only on that day. I think you're on day instead of month.
Okay, let me reset here, because I'm trying to follow along here, and I'm not...
And I didn't bring my glasses.
Yeah,
so
see, I keep clicking on the month, but it won't.
And it's bringing it up by week. No, something's going on.
I don't know,
so,
but I do know there's a lot of stuff happening.
There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
So, Mary, you are literally in the driver's seat this segment.
Okay, all right. Okay, I can do that.
You're a veteran.
I can do this. So we talked about a couple of our adult programs, so I thought I'd talk about some of our kids stuff that we have coming up. So we have yoga for kids coming up. We did 1 week of it, and we're doing another one on February 15th. There is limited space, so we are asking people to call and register for that at 433-2881, or you can go on our website and find that phone number. But it's a class for kids ages 3 to 7, and we're going to teach them yoga, kind of give them calming, relaxing techniques. Yeah. Sometimes you get a little bit of a stressful event when you're a kid, and you kind of start to melt down. And
not even like calm stuff, stretching.
Yes.
No one realizes, and I used to make so much fun of Diamond Dallas Page because let me tell you why we do DDP yoga and all this stuff. Don't look at my testosterone, But it's that dynamic
stretching.
Yoga and stretching. You don't realize as a kid how important that is to do every day. Because now I move like I'm 90 after all
gonna
the
say, if you
soccer
get in the
and
habit
wrestling.
of it. Yeah.
Oh my God,
yeah.
I need to because I cannot move.
Yeah, well, I was just talking with someone the other day about chair yoga, and she's like, "Don't laugh at me. I do chair yoga," and I was like, "I don't think that's funny. And I don't think there's anything funny about that. Do
Stretch.
it. Go for it."
I can't tell you. I'll tell you off the air because I know it'll become political. But someone said I moved like somebody the other day, and it was my wake up call. And I was like, you know what? F you, but you're right. I gotta stretch.
To move around. Well, somebody was telling me they take this chair yoga class and they put a band around their ankles, and then they try to write the alphabet with their feet, and they're like, you would be amazed after you're finished just with that how much better you feel in that movement.
Well,
so
especially like my grandma has a lot of fluid buildup, and it's just because
it's really good for that.
Just older, so it's getting bands out, and because I thought, well, maybe water would be, but
resistance. I mean, water is resistance,
right.
So getting a resistance
thing.
band, it's the same thing. So we're gonna have yoga time for kids, and so obviously parents are welcome. You know, when your kids are doing it, you're gonna be wanting to do it with them. So we've got that coming up on February 15th at 10 o'clock at the Mall Library. We also have our bite-sized science coming up. So we always have STEAM kits, so science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. Once a month, we put out a kit that you can pick up at the library while supplies last, and it's all based around some kind of STEAM program or STEAM experiment that we provide all the craft supplies for it, and then you take it home and you create the science experiment as a family with your kids. So we're having that coming
cool.
up. Yeah, that'll be February 7th.
I just noticed, why am I wearing like this shirt has a 1980s collar on? It's like shooting out of I was looking at it on the camera. It was like going over my jacket. I promise you, it's not a fashion statement.
I didn't notice it.
God, it's kind of embarrassing.
You're okay. You're all right.
I got embarrassed by my collar.
It's okay. I'm wearing clothes that don't match because I'm cold. So
I'm just gonna zip that up a little bit more.
Yeah. You are fine. You are
Oh
fine.
God. So that's really cool though. I love the yoga. But it just goes though. We keep talking about it, but you guys do so good a job of diversifying these events to make them for everybody. I mean, you aren't going to go to everything.
No,
not everybody has
not
time
everybody
for it.
can go to everything, and not everybody will want to go to everything. But we're trying to take a look at who our patrons are and what people have asked us for, and then kind of trying to build programs on what we think and what we hope by talking to people are interested in. And so, and the other thing is we're always open to new ideas. So
you really are.
If that's how we've gotten a couple of these patrons have said, hey, I think, I'm interested in this, or they'll tell us about a hobby they have. And it's like, I didn't even know that was a thing. And so it's like, well, if you have it, somebody else might have it. So let's go give it a shot.
Did you see that floor that was getting put in up in Jerseyville?
No.
There's a new tech floor, like a Steam floor. It's like an interactive game they put in the floor. I was going to send it to you because that was the first time I've ever seen it, but it was like kids games and you put it in the floor
That'd
and they
be
step
awesome.
on stuff.
And we love any kind of suggestions like that. We just had someone who called a couple days ago and gave me a suggestion for a program that we're hoping maybe we can partner with the National Archives on cursive handwriting. And so so it's just, you never know what's going to pop up. And we also, the cool thing about the library is that we're always willing to try something, and if it doesn't work, great, we've tried it and we'll try something else. But if it does work, we really see a benefit to bringing people together and having a good time doing it. So it's nice. We like suggestions. So
and it really just goes to show how important going to the libraries too, because I mean, you really do have an active membership that can really have these programs that they want and have teenagers advise and say, this isn't just a group for the fun of it. They are contributing.
They are. And so you talked about our teens. We have a teen group, and these are a group of kids that initially didn't know each other. They came together kind of, some were homeschooled, some went to public school, some go to private school, and they kind of, didn't really know each other at the beginning, and now they're just this really good group of friends, and they keep bringing more teens in. So our teen
it's like an army.
It kind of is. So our teen programming keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger because the teens are really liking what we're doing, and what we're doing is what they're saying. These are my interests. These are my friends' interests. And it's kind of like that old cliche, if you build it, they will come. Well, they're coming because we're listening to them, and they're making some really cool contributions. So we're kind of updating our programming room, and they're picking the furniture and the accessories and all that kind of stuff because that's what we want. We want them to become library users.
Well, and it teaches them how to participate in their community.
Yes.
And it's really so important.
Yeah, it really is. And they're making connections with each other. So
good job, Mary Cordes.
Look
at you guys.
Good job,
Hayner
Megan
Library. Megan Dees. That's right. Where's she been? I haven't had her on the show.
I'm good. Guess what? She might be coming next
That's
time.
right,
so
Megan.
yeah.
So we talked Heartland's Conservancy. The Writer's Circle on the 15th is all about love poems.
It is all about love poems. So if you are a writer and you're interested in joining our local writers group, we have one monthly, and we change the theme every month, so it's something different. And this one coming up, it's February, so it's Valentine's Day, so we're going to focus on writing love poems.
I am so confused. Please do not judge me when I ask you this. I swore that President's Day was on Inauguration Day.
That was Martin Luther King Day.
Well, I knew that, but I swore that there was another.
We have President's Day in February.
That's what I thought. Okay,
Yeah.
now I am really going to have to go home. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I ruined that. That was my big CNN moment. I was bringing the inauguration, and I said it's President's Day. It's Inauguration
Sort
Day.
of a President's Day.
It technically is.
It's kind of a President's Day.
I'm just saying, everyone that watches Downton Abbey would have had a great time watching just the inauguration stage. That was fun.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
just
the pomp and circumstance.
Well, not just that, but to see them chatting. It's what are they talking about?
What are they talking about?
What's the shade?
Yeah,
we all wanted to know what Obama and Trump were talking about Jimmy Carter's funeral.
Yeah.
You're like, what is that
it's
conversation?
It's human nature to want to know. What's that person talking about? What's going on here? I just like looking at all that. I mean, the Marine Band.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Just the history behind things. I love that kind of stuff. And it makes me kind of,
no matter who you support,
I totally
it's so
agree.
much fun.
Yeah.
It's almost like I bet you they're like, over under it ends in 5 minutes. We're gonna get out of here, Barack. We're gonna go play golf. And he's like, no, we aren't, Donald. We're not gonna play golf.
We're not
Donald.
gonna play golf. We're not playing golf.
I just love that stuff.
Yeah.
With that being said, you guys will be close for President's Day. Was my point.
We will be close
and I
for
learned that
President's
Day is on a different day.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be able to run for office now. They're going to play this in 50 years.
You don't know when. You don't know when President's Day is.
Doesn't even know when President's Day is. And he went, Teen Graphic Novel Writers Guild.
Yeah. So this is happening. Let me get back to it in our newsletter.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I want to make sure I get the dates and times right, because a lot of this stuff I know, but then when it gets to the specific dates, I'm like, ugh. So our graphic novel writers guild. This is for teens, and we're doing it in a 3-part series. We had January 22nd. We had it. The second one is on February 19th at 4:00 p.m. And so we're teaching the teens how to make their own graphic novels. So
cool.
Graphic novels are just hugely popular, and not only they have their own, advantages. They're their own genre. They have their own literary merit, but they also are a great way, especially if you're parents, if you're looking for ways to get your kids and your teens into reading, start with a graphic novel. If they don't really seem like they're wanting to read, give them a graphic novel, because studies have shown that it does lead into then also okay, what else is there to read, and moving into novels and nonfiction and non-graphic books. But we're going to show teens how to create your own graphic novel. We'll supply all of the supplies for it, and you can make your own. And then it's, like I said, a 3-part series. You don't have to come to all 3 of them, but you can if you want to.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
And finally, before I let you go, just a disclaimer. My man, Mark Clinshaw, coming to town.
Yes.
The owl guy.
Yes, the owl.
My man, Mark Clinshaw.
Yes.
He was fun on the show.
He is fun, and I think people will have a lot of fun at this. So this is Forest Park Owls Hiding in Plain Sight. This is February 22nd. It's a Saturday. It's at 2:00 in the afternoon. Mark is coming. He's an award-winning naturalist, and he has been observing and documenting these great horned owls in Forest Park in St. Louis. Yeah. So he's going to talk about the lives of these owls, how you can study owls. I think he even also leads owl prowls. He used to lead owl prowls.
He still does.
I think he still does in Forest Park, so you can learn how you can join those. He's going to have all kinds of facts about owls. I am kind of obsessed with owls. I think they are so interesting.
They really are.
And so he's going to be he's going to have photos and videos, and he's going to talk about how you can observe owls and his specific owls in Forest Park. It's going to be a lot of fun.
My aunt had two owls, and the sounds that those things make when they mate are the most awful things I've ever heard in my life. But that won't be on display.
No, we won't. We will not be focusing on that. No.
He is an award-winning naturalist who has closely observed and documented the lives of great horned owls.
Yeah,
It's so fascinating.
I'm really interested in that. And so you can call and register for that program, and that's going to be at, like I said, it's a Saturday, February 22nd.
Do you remember my cousin Vinny?
Yes.
Whenever he went outside at night, that was me at my aunt's house. I was smoking a Camel cigarette like years ago, and that sucker went out, and I flew out of that door like my cousin Vinny. I didn't have a gun, but I was.
What is going on? If you're like me too, like we have an owl that lives somewhere in the trees around my house, but we live near the bluffs, so it echoes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm standing outside, just like turning around, looking. Where is this owl? Where is this coming from? And the neighbors will walk by, they're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Don't you hear that? I'm looking for the owl."
People back in the day, they thought they were like the Mayan warriors.
Right. Yeah, they do sound. I mean, they are. They're such cool birds. So we're hoping people will come out and learn more about them on that day. So yeah, it's free. You can come out, you can give us a call and register for the program. And the good thing about that is it's all ages, so it's a whole family program.
Yeah.
So kids, come. It'll just be a good time.
And anything else to talk about today?
No. I think we've always got something going on,
and
but
we always got next Monday.
Yeah, we do.
We're out of time today. Oh, there we go. Didn't play my song. Thank God I don't do this one for karaoke. I could do the dance.
Which one is
Midnight
that?
Train to
Oh,
Georgia. I could do the Hey, we'll see you tomorrow on my birthday. So until then.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. Try your best to stay out of jail.